to stay within the realm of the material world. You may get to move a couple things around, but you're losing power. When you go to this more abstract unrealm, this is where your true power lies, because this is where you come from. This is who you are. But we have to discover that. We just don't listen to me telling you that. You got to discover that for yourself. You got to find that out. Otherwise, it's just talk. And talk is cheap. It's walking the talk, walking your talking. That's difficult to do. Sometimes when I give presentations, I invent concepts. They just spring to my head. I don't know where they come from. Actually, I do, but I can't give a name to it. I invented something called an interest matrix. Many of you have seen maybe the movie called The Matrix. It was a movie made in Hollywood. It had a lot of violence and typical things that Hollywood does to make movies wake people up in the audience. That's really what the reason we have violence and action in movies is to keep the audience awake. If you start talking to them too much about the metaphysics of it all, they'll be out. Really, they got to feel something in order to be so. But the concept of the movie was very interesting, and that is that there is an underlying reality, and that underlying reality is hidden. And the reality that we perceive of is really an illusion. And what this underlying reality was called the matrix. So I began to think about that metaphor of the matrix. And what is a matrix? A matrix is simply a cross-hatching. This is a matrix of spaces and lines. It's a cross-hatching. It's like a checkerboard. That's a matrix. Where various things are imposed on various squares of this checkerboard. So that's a matrix. What is called an interest matrix is simply the fact that when we look at the matrix, there's not just one checkerboard. There's an infinity of them. And on each board, there's a different game going on. On some games, black winning. On some games, white's winning. On some games, it's a draw. Some games, people are moving really slowly. Some games are rapidly playing. But every game is different. Your interest matrix is which board are you going to watch? Which game are you attracted to? That's your interest matrix. So this metaphor can be used to explain what interests you in life. And generally, your interest matrix arises through your desire, what it is that you want to see or have happen. And because you are able to change your perception of reality, as we talked about earlier, you can actually alter what you observe in the out there world. And the out there world has many things going on. I mean, God, I look outside, and what I see is infinitely different maybe than what you would see if you were sitting in my position, because I have a certain way, an interest matrix that I bring to bear, which allows certain things to come through which you simply aren't even interested in. It's like a fishing net, which has different size holes to let in certain fish. But the fishing net only you can either let large fish and all the small fish in, or it's more selective than that. Okay. First of all, this is a neurophysiological model of a human being. As we understand it, we open them up, and it's an empty birdcage. There's nobody seems to be there. We need to discover our true nature, and we need to explore our experiences in life. So we need to explore these basic concepts of quantum physics in ways that we can understand through our senses, our intuitions, our feelings, and our thoughts, things that we can do right here in this room, rather than going back to school to do it. What happens is when you finally see what's going on, you begin to see that what is really happening is that the universe, this whole big shebang, does not exist independent of the mind of the observer. The universe, the whole shebang, that's a slang term, shebang. I don't know how you're going to translate that into Spanish. The whole enchilada. Enchilada toda does not exist independent of the mind of the observer. And now naturally I've just replaced one mystery with another. What do I mean by the mind of the observer? What are you talking about? Let's find out. We're going to explore this with some experiential concepts we're going to be doing shortly that will expand your knowledge of what I mean by an observer. You're going to find out how you yourself are an observer. So this is what I'm talking about. So during this seminar, we're going to be doing some experiments. Here's the very first one. Surprise, surprise. Okay. What I need right now is I need you to reach into your pocket and pull out a coin. You may have got one in your kit, I don't know, but I want you to reach in your pocket now and pull out a coin. I'm going to ask one person in the room to stand up and come up on the stage and pull out a coin. Let's make it easy. Senor, would you like to help me? Come on up here. He's going to be the experiment. You're just going to be the observers of the experiment, okay? Have you got a coin? See, okay. Flip it and you catch it. Okay, now put it on your hand like this. Okay, now stop. Don't do anything else. This is your first pregunta, your first question. All of you got to answer this question. If any one of you doesn't, the whole thing is, the experiment will fail. Are you ready for this now? Okay. What is the probability Wait a minute. You're answering. I haven't even asked the question yet. What is the probability that it's Aguila up? 50-50, right? Is 50-50. 50-50. Boy, it's a damn. I love this language. It's so musical. 50. I like it. Okay. Bueno, we're not done yet. Wait. Now watch. You got to observe now. You have to really look. If you don't observe now, you're missing everything. So watch very closely what this man's going to do. Look at the coin. Don't tell anybody what you see, but look. Okay. Don't say a word. What is the probability now that Aguila up? Oh, wait a minute. I don't hear so many answers some more. Come on, what's the probability? Okay. Who says 50-50? But how can it be 50-50? He looked at it. Maestro. Mathematics. Bueno. Very, very good. Did you hear the difference?